So holographic bullets can take out the Borg.
Apparently so. Apparently so.
Space, the final frontier. These are the Voyages.
Oh, the hell with it. Let's just start the show.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the Vern and Bob Star Trek show. I'm Bob.
I'm Vern, and this week we've got some very fun topics to talk about, such as the Borg.
Yes, we're going to go from talking about them being the number one nightmare of the Federation to basically being the USS Voyager's whipping boy for 3 years.
Indeed. So bad that you don't even get them in Deep Space Nine.
No, not even a little bit. I don't even think. I'm sure they're mentioned at some point offhand,
Well, I mean, the first episode of Deep Space Nine was all about Picard.
Oh, that's right. You know what? No, my
He
apologies.
might have watched Star Trek once or twice
Me?
before.
Yeah. No, I blanked. I mean, the emissary or whatever is just a rough watch, and you try to forget all that. But yeah, they do make that one-off appearance at the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Kicking off appearances, you've got Q Who, which was the first appearance of the Borg in Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Yep. We got quite the episode there with Q and the Borg. It was such a great first episode for the Borg. You kind of get how menacing they are right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
Just the music, the music that kicks in when you first see the cube, you're just like, oh God, this isn't going to go well for the Enterprise, and it really doesn't.
No, cripples them right away. Your favorite Star Trek: The Next Generation episode before we get into the downfall?
Best of Both Worlds 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
That is it had probably, in my opinion, the best cliffhanger from one season to another. And I just recently posted a clip of that ending where Riker goes fire.
Right.
And it cuts to the to be continued. And like almost everybody's comment in there was that was the longest summer of my life.
Absolutely. The only time that I can think of a suspense that was quite like that was when Avengers Infinity War came out. Then we had COVID. And then Endgame came out after that. So.
Yeah. Vernon, what's your favorite Borg episode?
Well, I mean, I got to come out and say, I'm a whore for Voyager.
Yeah. That is true.
Honestly, Drone was my favorite one.
Yeah,
it's Jerry Ryan, one of Jerry Ryan's best performances.
Yeah.
Because she gives that real motherly like performance in that.
Yeah.
And just overall a decent episode.
Yeah, it's one of the better ones before they, they do what they do to them.
Mm-hmm.
So in preparation for this episode, I went back and I watched a few of the episodes, and went all the way back to the beginning, and this is the tie-in episode with the movie First Contact. It's what was it? Regeneration, that's it. And it's the one where they find the remains of the Borg sphere in the Antarctic, and it becomes this real chase episode where they take over the one. It's like the clone ship, or not the clone ship, but the colony ship. And by the time they catch up to it, it's like this huge giant battle cruiser that apparently within a week the Borg have turned into this monstrosity.
It's ridiculous looking.
Yeah, and so
it looks like something from Spaceballs.
I want to say my problem with this is, and going back and rewatching it, I was like, okay, they're going to have an explanation. Why don't the future know about the Borg already after this encounter? I mean, I get they wouldn't know a name. This is my thing. They don't really, that I remember when I watched it, a reason.
So,
or is it supposed to be that that's so far in the past that they're not going to immediately think?
Well, I mean, look at how much a Klingon changes between the original series and
that's a good
Discovered
point.
Country.
That's a good point. You would think that somebody like Data would be like, hey, there's kind of a record of them, as Starfleet has encountered a race of half sentient, half, machine race back with the original Enterprise.
Well, when it's a long road getting from there to here, things get left off in history.
I was waiting for you to say that. I was waiting for that reference. You just can't help yourself.
Sneak it in.
He gets it in there every time. So, but yeah, the thing about this episode is, though, I did like the tie-in with First Contact.
Mm-hmm. I mean, so anything tied into First Contact is going to be good.
Yeah. So I always enjoyed that aspect of this episode. I don't know. I remember when it first came out, I was like, this is kind of a stretch. We're now putting the Borg in 200 years or whatever, 300 years before they're introduced. But it was an all right episode. It wasn't
bad. But like you say, inconsistencies in writing because they just retcon the Borg.
God bless Star Trek. They get so caught up on like, oh, hey, remember this? They're very nostalgic heavy all the time. Mm-hmm. And it's like we could have went the entire Enterprise run without mentioning the Borg. They could have easily done it, but it's like all the issues with this newer stuff. It's like they get caught in, we have to go back to nostalgia. Yeah, we got to draw people in with, hey, remember this? That was all of what Picard season 3 was. It was, hey, remember these guys? Remember this ship? Look at this character.
And that's one of my qualms. People loved it. Fan service. When you look at Strange New Worlds, when in the latest season they had a callback to Q, so there was the wish grant or the genie or whatever he was that was in the original series.
Trulane or whatever. Yeah.
And now they have basically tied it in that he was a Q.
I know, I got that because I got John again on TikTok. I posted a video of Trulane and I was like, Q or not, and it's like, well, it's already been stated that he is a Q, and it was like, who stated it?
Yeah, just the fact
that the show did.
It's the voiceover in the show.
Yeah,
always Q.
Oh well. And that's my problem is, and I think people liked the nostalgia shit on Picard because of how bad the other 2 seasons were. They're like, just give us something. Let's finish this on a high note, and that's what we got. We got a high note. That's what they did. There was kind of a story to that season, but
yeah, but here's the thing though. You've got that show, but then you've got Lower Decks and nostalgia on that show, or callbacks on that show were perfect.
Yeah, but that's what you set that show up to. That's what you set that show up to be.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the entire series was, though. It wasn't like, well, we tried to be serious and all this the first season or 2, and it didn't catch on. So then we just decided to hey, let's throw all these references in there and be funny and this and that. And no, that's what the show was. So
William
it was
Shatner's body.
Well, yeah, I gotcha.
But getting back to the Q, or not Q, but getting back to the Borg, because the tangents we get off on sometimes.
Yeah, we get down those rabbit holes pretty quick.
So you talked about the first episode.
Yeah.
Which would technically be the last episode of the original type series, which brings you up to Next Generation.
Borg through TNG are amazing.
Bad.
And I got another analogy later once we kind of get to the Voyager part of it.
Yeah, always enjoyed the Borg, and the toys were cool too.
Yeah,
they looked really good. They never went cheap on the Borg in Next Generation. And to be honest with you, we start talking about going into Voyager, but hell, one of the best Star Trek video games was the Star Trek Voyager arcade that had the Borg.
You know which one I liked? It was the full motion video game called Star Trek Borg.
Mm-hmm.
And it had John Delancey as Q, and it was like you were playing an episode or a movie.
Yeah.
Because it was and they did another one and it was Star Trek Klingon or whatever. But you can actually go and still play this game. I think the website is Star Trek Borg Remastered or Borg Remastered. And you can actually play it from start to finish. And they went back and they did everything in high def. So it's not like the mid 90s, when you used to get that full motion video game and it would be like all lines and it just looked, But yeah, that was probably my favorite game of the 90s. But I will say, comparing it to Voyager, the Borg in Voyager to the Borg in TNG, which we also got the movie First Contact, which is probably the best out of all the TNG movies. It's not probably, it is the best one. But the difference is, it's my one and two, with the Wrath of Khan. My issue is in TNG, it always felt like Starfleet did everything they could to stop a Borg invasion. Like they would have fleets that were wiped out and it would be like fighting tooth and nail with the Borg to stop them at such great, expense. Like thousands of lives would be lost in every encounter. 40 ships would always be lost. And then we get to Voyager where no lives are lost and one undersized ship is continuously beating 2 to 3 cubes at a time. And like with no effort whatsoever. It's just
the Next Generation episodes were always high stakes.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's and Voyager was like, oh, we have a drone on the ship. We know how to beat you.
Yeah.
There is no consequence.
No.
Well, Janeway violated the Prime Directive and the Temporal Prime Directive just to get a stab at the Borg one more time.
And
to get them
with the Endgame. Yeah. When they get stranded in the Delta Quadrant, you knew at some point the Borg were going to show up.
Right.
The Borg are from the Delta Quadrant. You weren't going to fly through the Delta Quadrant and not run into a Borg cube at some point. Okay, but it just seemed like as soon as they entered Borg space, I don't know what that was. Was that season 3 or 4? It was the end of season 3. And it just became every other episode was a Borg episode.
All right. Whether it be
there was some indirect connection to the Borg.
Whether it be with Seven or the kid drones.
Right.
Rogue drones
or they find that colony or whatever, a former Borg that had removed all their whatever. Yeah.
And they were dying and they needed Seven to save them. Also finding a bigger baddie than the Borg.
Oh, species 8472. Yeah. That's the other thing. And that was another and they that was very quickly they completely destroyed the Borg within, I think, the very first or second episode that they're in there, because that would have been Scorpion, right? That would have been the end of season 3 going into season 4. And they've already created somebody that was worse than the Borg.
Yeah.
Which they never fully flushed out that species 8472.
Well, because once they poisoned fluidic space and basically wiped them out, it was the point.
So basically my points made is not only can they defeat the Borg, but they can defeat the species that can defeat the Borg realistically.
That's why the Intrepid class is my favorite. It is unstoppable.
Yeah. Well, clearly, because at the start of every episode, it just regenerates.
It has God mode like gel packs on board.
But as much as you love Voyager, I think you can agree with me that Voyager destroyed the Borg.
The show, definitely.
Oh yeah, no, that's yes, that's what I meant. Yeah, I meant the show.
No, it definitely watered them down, or as the kiddies say nowadays, nerfed them.
Yeah,
because there's no way that an Intrepid class starship lasts 2 seconds against a Borg cube.
At Wolf
one Borg cube.
At Wolf 359, 40 starships tried to, and 39 of them got destroyed.
Yeah, the first encounter with a Galaxy class, Galaxy class flagship,
and it carves it up like a turkey.
But little old Intrepid,
no damage, hardly any damage.
Yep.
They get their Borg technology put onto their ship that they can easily take off whenever, Yeah,
and there's even a scene in the Q episode where the child Q is in it, and he makes them fight the Borg, and you've got like 3 cubes coming down on Voyager, and Voyager's still like just hanging out. He's like, how many times I gotta tell you not to provoke the Borg?
Hold my beer, let's do this. Yeah. Now let's talk about probably the best thing, and it's the apex of the Borg as a villain in Star Trek, and it's Star Trek First Contact. We kind of hit on it earlier.
Yeah.
The remodel of how they looked, like their outfit or whatever, looks fantastic. You can tell they got the Borg cube in the Borg sphere look amazing. This is like the epitome, like I said, the high watermark of the Borg in Star Trek.
Yeah, you destroy my cube, I still have enough power to go out with the sphere and go back in time.
Yeah.
That's how, and we don't even have to do the sun loop to do it. They just open a tachyon thing and go back in time.
I loved the when it came to that movie, I preferred the stuff going on the ship as opposed to the stuff going down. And I get on the planet, it's supposed to be First Contact, but I was more interested when I was younger, because it came out when I was probably about 14 or 15, the Borg stuff. And it was so cool because when they were on the ship, they were fighting them deck by deck, trying to slow them down. And it's like, oh my God, could you imagine the panic moment if you were a crewman on that ship? Like, oh my God, we literally have like 4 decks that they're not on.
Right. And we're in the past, and there's no way to get away.
Yeah. So basically all those people from the Defiant they brought on during the Borg battle are like, Jesus Christ, we just went from the frying pan into the fire on this one.
Right. But, getting to see the Dixon Hill character fight the Borg.
I like that. I liked that they incorporated the Dixon Hill into one of the movies.
One of my favorite scenes is where they're out on the deflector dish.
That was cool. Cool.
And it always makes you wonder, why was hand-to-hand combat not the preferred method against the Borg? Because
you would think so.
Combat.
You know what? I've had that thought before, and I'm totally with you on that. You would think that would be an ideal, like Worf did with the Klingon knife.
Yeah.
Where he sliced the arm off.
Yeah.
I said, why is that not a thing? How could their energy, they could not deflect that?
Give the Klingons their day and let the Klingons be the one to fight the Borg.
Yeah.
And if they die a warrior's death. But
God, that seems like that would be, because I don't think it would be the ultimate thing for the Klingon, because there's a chance that they could end up getting assimilated, and that would just bring great shame.
But there's the Borg.
Do we ever see a Klingon Borg? Nah, I'm sure there is. And if anybody's watching, leave a comment below, because
give us an episode there's a Klingon Borg.
There has to be. I'm just not thinking of it.
But that would be a heck of a warrior right there.
I said in that scene, though, on the sensor dish, Worf's got the best line with the assimilate this. And he shoots it. We did get cool looking new phaser rifles, though, in that movie.
The phaser rifle is gorgeous.
Yes, and it shoots it doesn't just shoot like a beam, it shoots like the
pulse.
The pulse, yeah. Let's kind of head towards wrapping this up this episode. We kind of touched on the good, the bad, and what is, when you think of the Borg, what is the first thing that comes to mind?
I am Locutus of Borg. You know?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Patrick Stewart's performance just being flatline, baritone or monotone as a Borg. That whole back and forth between him and Riker, that's it.
You know what comes to mind when I think of it, and it's every time, and I don't even like the episode, even though there's nothing wrong with the episode. It's from Borg, when he goes, when Hugh turns to him and goes, I don't wish it. That's, for whatever reason, when I think of the Borg, I picture him saying, I don't wish it, and Picard going, what did you say? But yeah, no, for whatever reason, Hugh is like the first thing that pops into my head, and it's so weird because I didn't particularly like the character. I wish have a band. Speaking of which, I have a Bluetooth speaker, and hold on, I'll turn it on.
Ooh, very nice.
And it makes all kinds of sounds, like different.
Yeah.
Hold on. Talk.
We will add your biological and technological distinctiveness to our own.
That's nice.
Well, I got to turn it off now because the sound's now. It's hooked up to my computer.
You will become one with the Borg.
I got a little Locutus there at the end.
My favorite Star Trek toy or object was the shuttlecraft Galileo from Next Generation, the alarm clock.
Yes.
That thing was loud.
Yes. And it made those annoying, like, red alert sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, as the alarm.
Yeah.
I will say, I think a couple of weeks ago when we were talking, we looked up they have a new, Hallmark has a new Christmas tree ornament, which is a Borg cube, but they want like some insane amount of money for it.
I'll get it after Christmas. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, well, when it goes on sale, because I think he said it was like
back.
Yeah, it was 100 and something. I was like, that's like, did you see the Enterprise Lego set? $400. I said, that was nice. I wanted it. And then I saw that price and I was like, no, I'm good. I can't justify spending $400 on a Lego. I can't even spend $50 on my nephew's Legos. How am I going to spend $400 on myself?
No, you know me. I'll get the ornaments. I found ornaments the other day that I bought a couple years. Here they are, right here.
I feel like
sign off this episode.
I feel like the Borg cube would make a good Lego. No, not really. No, because the Borg cube has like all the jagged pieces.
Now, if you did it like the Death Star,
yeah. That's true.
Channel, but the Death Star was a big seller, and she was like $500-$600.
Stop bringing Star Wars into a Star Trek show. All right. Well, let's go ahead and wrap this bad boy up. Well, first of all, Vern, why don't, since I picked this one, why don't you go ahead and pick the next one?
Let's go with the Deep Space Nine Mirror Universe episodes.
Oh, how many? Yes.
I love the Mirror Universe.
I know why you want that. It's super transparent. I'm trying to put a good twist on this or a good spin on this, but you take it right there every time.
I like Smiley. Okay, Smiley.
That's not what it is.
It's my favorite part. Smiley.
Oh,
these are just so shiny.
Major Kara in her all black leather. That's what you like.
No.
Admit it. Admit it.
No. It's Julian Bashir.
Oh, yeah. He's just as pathetic in the mirror universe as he is in the regular universe. Yeah, so let's go ahead and do that. That'll be a good one. Get back to reviewing. And I think on the one after that, I got one to review. So
okay.
So we'll leave it at that, but I will let you know that where you can find us. We are on TikTok and Instagram, and Instagram has been popping off lately.
Mm-hmm.
We've picked up about 250 new followers this week.
You get in that right algorithm, and
it gets you every time. And I got a video. It's this one video that does it for me on everything, on TikTok, on Instagram. It's the one from Trials and Tribulations for DS9, where they're sitting in the like cantina or the lounge or whatever, and the one waitress comes up and goes, what would you like, boys? And don't ask for a rectagino. If I have to tell someone else that we don't have rectagino, and they go, who asked for a rectagino? She goes, the Klingons. And Odo goes, Klingons? Where are the Klingons? And she goes,
it's the old school Klingon.
She goes, they're over there, and they're over there, and they're looking, and it's the ones from the original with no, and it's just like they look at Worf, and Worf just goes, yes, they are Klingons. But we don't like to talk about it. That video has gotten so much love over many platforms.
It's such a Lower Decks like type reference.
The best thing about that episode was the way they filmed it, just like the original series, so it cut perfectly together.
Yeah. Put the Deep Space Nine crew onto like the scene where Kirk is giving them the shakedown.
Yes,
and you've got
O'Brien and Bashir. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he stops and talks to him.
Yeah, and they're sitting like, and they fit in perfectly. I mean, there's little pieces here and there where you can tell, but for the most part, it looks so good. But we're getting off topic again. So you can find us at TikTok and Instagram at the Star Trek Network. Just go ahead and search and you'll find us. Also, we have a Discord, which is the Star Trek Network official Discord.
That's it. And I guess
on everybody... hold on. On a scale from 1 to 10, what's your rating of the Borg?
Villain? Which series?
Okay, we'll do both. One from TNG and one, because it'll be the complete opposite of each. I'll do mine. TNG a 10. Voyager a 1. there you Combined, there are 5 overall. Which
TNG, I give you the 10.
Yeah.
11 to 12 if you count First Contact.
Oh God, yeah.
Voyager, other than Drone and Jerry Ryan, 2.
Yeah, I'll do a 3. Let's go with 3.
2. I mean, they're the 2 goods of the Borg.
Yeah, there's very little goods.
Yeah, because you don't even get the original Queen.
No, you get the. I mean, it was a good choice, a good fill-in. She looked good. But, yeah, but that's it for the show this week.
Everybody, have a great day.